Hello everyone, stuck in the middle of lockdown still. Weather outside, icy, snow, not very good for riding bikes, but I have been out, key worker. I did take my bike to work one day. It's now grotty dirty and I need to clean it. Don't want to clean it outside, getting a bit soft, too cold. So what I thought I'd try is, if you can see that, a waterless wash. So I've heard of these, a few people are using them. I think over in the States there are some areas where you can't use a hose pipe to clean a vehicle and you have to use something like this. Myself, I'm not convinced. I think if you've got a dirty bike it needs a good old rinse and then a wash and then a rinse again. But this, allegedly, you dilute this 15 parts of water to 1 part of this stuff, so this will go a long way. And you spray it on, leave it for a few minutes, wipe it off, and then your bike's clean. Let's give it a go and see what happens. So this is the state of the bike. It is dirty. Don't know if you can see with the bad light, but there's a lot of dirt on this bike. The fairing's not so bad. That's because I've coated that in a hybrid ceramic coating, so that stays quite clean and just needs a bit of a wipe. But certainly around here, the back end of the bike, where all them dirt flings, that's really hacky, and I'd really be interested to see if this product is any good. Let's crack on. So this is the spray bottle I'm going to use, and it's a litre bottle. But what I'm going to do is put the fluid into the 100 milliliter mark and then fill the bottle to the brim with water, which will give me about a 15:1 ratio-ish. Probably not that accurate. You could, if you want, measure it out properly in a jug, but for me this will do. That's that liberally sprayed all over, dripping on the floor, but not too bad. Acceptable in your garage, I guess, a few drips. Now, cup of tea. Oh, but wait, why not? I used to work at a hospital. One day some parents came in with the kid and he had been eating coins that he found all over the place. He's got a belly ache. Been in for a couple of hours, and I went to check with the nurses to say how's the little lad doing, and they said no change. 5 minutes is a long time when you're waiting, but we're about ready to wipe this thing down. We'll start with the petrol tank. So the technique to use is to actually roll the cloth as you go. So start off with one edge, and as you move it across you rotate the cloth, so it's always a clean bit of cloth on the tank or on your paintwork. When you look at your cloth, if it's clean, well that's good, you can do it again, but if it's hacky dirty you need to change to another surface of the cloth. The way I've done that, I'll get four runs at it, the way I folded the cloth. So I'm just going to do that and we'll see how we get on. Shall we have a look then and see how it's done? Obviously it hasn't been buffed yet. This is just the equivalent of actually after a wash and a dry. And you know what? I'm quite impressed. So some bits still need a bit of work. Obviously that needs buffing up on the swing arm and probably a bit of degreaser on there, to be honest, from the chain. It hasn't done a very good job under here. So I thought I was being a little bit unfair with the dirt under here. So I've actually gone at it again with the same stuff, but with a detailing brush to get into the nooks and crannies a bit better. Now, it's still, in my opinion, not as good as using the cleaner I use, which is Bilt Hamber Surfex HD. I would use that to clean these up. But bear in mind I haven't had to rinse it. That's not a bad result. So I'm actually warming to this product as we go along. Now I'm going to buff it up and do the rest of the job, and we'll come back and have a look to see what the finished job looks like. See you in a bit. So let's have a look at the final result. I don't think that's too shabby, considering there was no water involved. Spray on, leave for a few minutes and wipe. I'm actually quite impressed. There's still some work to do on this swing arm, but of course a lot of that is grease from, or oil and dirt from the chain, so you wouldn't expect that. I would normally clean that off with kerosene or paraffin. But yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't think that would be that good. It did feel scratchy in a few places, so you have to keep reapplying it to make sure that you get the lubrication. We like a bit of lubrication. But no, I'm impressed. If you had a fairly clean bike to start with, and you're riding in summer, and you didn't want to have to get a hose pipe out and do all the drying and everything, that's not a bad solution. So that product, CarPro Ech2o Echo, I guess. Really good. It has other uses as well. You can dilute it thinner than the 15:1, which then you can use it as a quick detailer. This is the quick detailer I have been using, Chemical Guy's Speed Wipe. That's quite expensive, and when you look at the dilution ratio of the CarPro product, that makes it a very, very cheap quick detailer. I just have to see if it does the same job. I also did a review on VisorCat recently, put a link to that video as well, where I said you don't have to use VisorCat's replacement fluid as long as you are using something that's got good lubrication qualities. Well, that product, diluted down a bit further as well, can be used as a clay bar lubricant, so you'd get more than you'd ever need for cleaning your visor. So again, that's quite a good multi-purpose product. Waterless wash, quick detailer for giving your bike a wipe down, and thirdly a clay bar lubricant or something you can put in your VisorCat reservoir to keep your visor nice and clean. So waterless wash, is it worth it? Does it work? On a clean bike, yes. That one wasn't too clean, and like I say, the tail end needs a bit of tidying up, but that would normally be done with kerosene or something anyhow. So comparing that with a snow foam, a wash mitt, it hasn't got into the little nooks and crannies as good as that would, but it's certainly a good job, and I'm pleased with that. That doesn't need any more cleaning before I take it out again. So waterless wash, verdict, that actually thumbs up, but not for a car. I wouldn't try that. I wouldn't risk it on your car. So that's all from me. I hope you found that useful. If you did, why not hit the subscribe button and ding the bell, and then you'll know when I post something else. This is Up North Biker. Keep safe and keep riding.